Let's jump to the war here, and today we're doing a rating your Doomstack video, playing as Arbaal the Undefeated, where we've got his true Doomstack, which is the Skull Crushers of Khorne Doomstack. So we've got 19 of these units, one of which is the Regiment of Renown, Knights of the Brazen Throne, which is an anti-infantry variant of the Skull Crushers, which are normally anti-large. Going up against Grimgor's Ardboys, where they are bringing 4 full stacks. Very dangerous units in here. A lot of artillery, and also they've got Black Orcs, so they can use a lot of these guys just to bog us down with their high melee defense. And of course, we don't have an anti-infantry against them apart from the Knights of the Brazen Throne. And on top of that, he has built a cult that is boosting enemy forces in the area by +10 melee attack, melee defense, and leadership, making even their lowest of units kind of unbreakable. And then, of course, on top of that, they get cheats as well. Now, this is such a strong army that even against all of these forces, with their stat boosts, we can auto-resolve this and win. So what I'm going to do here is do that. Have a look at what the results are. Which, I think, that's pretty good result considering what we're going up against. Of course, I'm going to fight this manually, but this gives us a basis to compare. So I'll just load up the battle again and fight it manually. Okay, let's do this. So, with this kind of army here, if you were just going up against one stack, what you would do is just charge straight into the enemy forces and not really worry about it. But against 4 full stacks, we've got to be mindful, if we want to get good results, that these guys will take some damage, and it won't be too bad to begin with. But as you endure a longer and longer fight, you'll start taking excessive casualties towards the end of the battle. Which is why smaller engagements usually are better for this army. Which is why I imagine he's got Lightning Strike on Arbaal. So what we want to do here is just be a bit more careful with our engagements. Because we've got pretty good speed, we want to make sure that our cavalry doesn't do stupid things, basically. So what I want to do to begin with is just stay at the back. Wait for the enemy to advance on us. While we could rush in over here, probably just charge at them, and I imagine we would win. I expect to basically get the exact same results as auto-resolve, quite a few casualties. I want to do better than that, so what you would normally do with this kind of army is try to fight them in the middle of the map so that you can actually properly flank them, because they do get devastating flanker, which is pretty good. This one here is annoying Arbaal. Let's get rid of it. Now, they've got some units that... Yeah, I was going to say this one here specifically, that are very dangerous to cavalry. The big one is especially dangerous. So they want to harass us a little bit at the start here. I was just going to wait for their reinforcements. See, with the big one, that artillery shot, if it hits our Skull Crushers, there's no blocking that. The shield's not going to do anything. So you would use Arbaal to take out particularly dangerous units like this, because he's quite good at taking out single entities with massive weapon strength like this. Problem is, there are a lot of guys here that might also engage with Arbaal. So hang on, back off, back off. I don't know why they sent their basic archers over here. I should probably get rid of some of them. Yeah, they're not doing much damage. The only problem here is if the Biggin shoots at them, it can be a bit difficult to dodge it. So Bounce Bound is actually not in our favor at the moment. Looks like he wants to target Arbaal. Okay, that's fine. Just hang on, back off a little bit. A lot of troops coming in here. Another thing is that cavalry also don't do very well, cavalry-based armies, when there's just massive numbers of enemies, because it's very difficult to flank them if you can't get around them. Luckily the map isn't too bad. It's actually a pretty good map for us. Alright, so this guy here really wants to fight Arbaal, but I would like for a Skull Crusher to go and fight him. One guy got stuck over there. But he's not really taking much damage, he's not really focusing on him. I need to get around... I think I don't want to charge over here because it'll be within their range. So try to draw them back over here. I don't mind fighting their large units within the forest because they'll get debuffed as well. But really want to get rid of the big... At least get rid of its ammo. I'm not trying to waste its ammo. I'd much rather kill it. But it is what it is. Okay, have to suck up a bit of a charge from that one, and flank that. Don't send everyone in on that. That would be unnecessary. Okay. So if we see here, the Orc Boy Biggins, they're anti-large, and they did fucking nothing. Absolute bloody nothing against these units. I think we just killed one of their lords, and it didn't even get a single kill against us. Okay, we don't want to be fighting those Black Orcs. If anything, we want to be avoiding the Black Orcs until the end of the battle. So, having killed an enemy lord, yeah, it hasn't even registered in terms of a leadership penalty on them, really. Because of all the buffs that they're getting. Let's move away from that. Because there's a fair few infantry coming in over here, it will not be favourable engagement if we... So you have to fight that, I think. At least it is shooting at us. So draw these back. We have suffered a casualty. I was never going to walk out of this with no casualties. But yeah, I want to fight their fast units first. Then I want to fight their infantry. I don't want to fight them all at the same time. I think that would be a mistake. Damn it, it's still got one shot left. Smelling pump wagons aren't going to do much to us. Okay, splitting up our cavalry can actually be really handy. Now, where does enemy artillery go? Oh, shit. Okay, hang on. Last shot, here it comes. Dodge, 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 dodge. Dodge it, dodge it. Okay, good. Good. Cool. We still don't want to go into melee with that unit, because it just dishes out so much damage, even if it isn't anti-large. Doesn't matter. It's got so much melee attack. A bit of a blob's forming up over here, and honestly, it's not doing too bad. I want it to stay there, even if there is Black Orcs on the way. I mean, most of these Black Orcs don't necessarily have huge melee attack because they're Black Orcs with shields. Arbaal is getting a bit ganked up on by some single entities. I wanted him to take out the Biggin. If that comes over here, it's going to be real bad for us. Because its attacks are very good against blobs. And guess what? We're in a blob. Shit. Shit, I gotta do something about these artillery as well. Okay, you're the only one that's not really bogged down at the moment. I'm going to send you to go take out the artillery that's over here. I don't expect that these goblin archers are doing any serious damage to us. Charge it down this way. So yeah, you go around over here, you get at the artillery because it's quite isolated at the moment. I would like to kill quicker, that would be great. Okay, these ones here, we can get around this way. Try to take out these archers because they're still doing some damage, which they would be great if they were doing none. Alright, that one's taken a fair few casualties, so I should try to leave it out of... Actually, it's taking quite a lot of... what happened then? Oh... This dude came in on us. Oh, they've got artillery shooting now. Got to get in there. Hold down. Because yeah, if the artillery shoots into this big blob over here, not ideal for us at all. Okay, I'm going to try to charge through some of this, because we've got pretty high mass. Always want to be charging. So just pick a unit that's just behind you. Okay, I can actually turn this guy into Chaos Spawn. Alright, so we're taking damage, but we're not really taking casualties too much just yet. Not too much. Alright, this guy here isolated on his own, but there's nothing here that's too dangerous to him. I need to go take out this Black Orc big boss. Struggle so much. Alright, that is a bit of a concern there. We don't want that because that's anti-large. We don't have any missile resistance. So that tells us that he hasn't gotten any of the fur resources yet. Which are very handy for Khorne. This gives you missile resistance. Faction-wide. Okay, that blob there, not ideal. Not ideal at all. This guy's pissing me off. Pop it down on him, because he's actually taking casualties because the enemy single entity. Alright, I should be able to pull out of that blob now. Without taking too much damage. That should be fine. Because, yeah, all the ones that were sort of really pinning us down, they've been dealt with. Looks like we still took casualties even though we had that active. Right. It can sometimes be difficult pulling them out. Sometimes they will get stuck. This is what it is. Good. Killed that hero. I have also noticed in the latest patches that the enemy artillery crew will get back on the artillery if you get them off it. So that's an improvement of AI. Because you used to just be able to touch them and then get off the artillery, and then you just never have to worry about them getting first in battle. Alright, let's come over to here where their reinforcements are coming in. Smash them there. Because there's likely some anti-large cavalry coming in. Yeah, Orc Boy Biggins. Still got a few guys getting stuck in here. Probably going to lose a few of them. Just is what it is. Alright, this guy here did a very important task in taking out the artillery, because most of them did next to no damage. But for the most part, I don't want that guy fighting anymore because he's actually taken quite a few casualties. Alright, I keep forgetting that this causes them to stop, so I probably just wasted that. No, it's all good. So yeah, draw their fast units away from their infantry. And I gotta get this guy out of here before he takes any more casualties. Damage is fine, just don't take any more casualties. That's not ideal. Let's not get out of that. Okay, luckily those came into effect. Oh, those might... Actually, I have no idea. Okay, this shouldn't do too bad, but now that we've got them isolated. Yeah, some of you guys need to charge into these Snotling pump wagons because they're trying to pin us down. Okay, I gotta get Arbaal out of here before he gets killed. Biggins are anti-large, and those Night Goblin Archers are not a big threat, so we don't need to go charging in on that. End up getting bogged down, trying to take out a unit that's not a threat, and end up getting pinned down by a unit that is a... Okay, there's another Arachnarok coming in. Man, this Snotling pump wagon just keeps coming back because their leadership is so bloody high. Yeah, it's trying to bog us down so that so the Black Orc can fight us. That's what they're trying to do. They use their fast units to pin us down, so their infantry can do all the damage. Normally it'd be the other way around. Mangler Squigs. The only real problem with fighting Mangler Squigs is that they explode upon their death. Probably gonna get a kill. Yeah, the Arachnarok spiders causing a bit of grief there. If we could boost our attack, that'd be good. Also got this. And then as we kill them, we're right near their reinforcement location, which is fine if you're fighting against the Empire, but if you're fighting against someone who's got a lot of melee... Oh, switch that pretty quickly. Not necessarily ideal. So that's unit of Orc Boy Spears. Okay, those things fine. It's not difficult to deal with them. Good, we got our flaming attack dude there as well. Don't want to be fighting the Biggins. No thanks. Sorry, not the Biggins. Orc Boy... No, this is Orc Biggin units. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, too much of a blob here. I gotta get out of this engagement. Oh shit. Yeah, they can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. Get them out of there. Use our high mass to pull through that. This is where these guys, these monstrous cavalry, will do a lot better than regular cavalry, just because of their mass. They can actually push through this. If you're in a position that you don't want to be in, you can get out of it a lot easier. Especially if you can manage to actually charge your way out of it. Oh god. These ones, yeah. And these pump wagons. It's just freaking unbreakable. I really don't want to stay here fighting them as they're coming in. Fucking mangler squigs. They're unbreakable by default. I can hear them exploding. Alright, and enemy forces are coming in here from the war. That's... Okay, let's stay out of that engagement. Alright, we've got a few guys that have taken casualties and a few that haven't. What we need to do here is reorganize our guys a little bit. If we can actually get a bit of a break in the fighting. This is the problem. They're not giving us a break. And some of our guys just refuse to actually get out of it. Black Orcs are bloody faster than I would expect. And just organize it into those that have basically not taken damage and those that have. And those that have just don't engage anymore. Fucking mangler squigs, go away. We've killed the enemy lords, so there's no way we can inflict any further leadership penalties. But yeah, that was about to be real bad if we had stayed there. What is going on with this unit? Weird. Some weird things happening. If it's going to be here, we might as well charge it. And also another thing is that we're a little bit tired, so we should try to rest up a little bit, but they are just not letting us. Won't get anyone. Get out of there before that does any damage to us. Alright, get out of that control group. I need to organize. Just get away from them this time here. We should be fine. Yeah, they're not doing much to us. They can get out of these combats better than regular cavalry, but they're still not fantastic at it. Especially if they're exhausted. Alright, that's it. Moving back. Alright, we finally got out of the engagement there. Go back, have a bit of a rest. Because they're not going to fight well while they're fatigued. Oh my god, these freaking small pump wagons. Go away. How are we not destroying it? What is it, immortal or something? It just will not go. Back off, have a bit of a rest, and then charge in on them. Yeah, it's a bit of an unusual situation because you wouldn't normally set down a cult in every region to make the enemies stronger. Especially when they got this much coming at you. I mean, unless you really want to challenge yourself. Okay, there we go. Alright, now I can finally organize this a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to put all the damage units up front in the toolbar here. So anything that's really low on health or low on entities. Yeah, so these ones here, they're now control group 2, and they're not to be engaging in direct combat. They're going to be running down broken units. So when you look at something like this here, it's only taken 1 casualty, but it's suffered quite a bit of damage. None of these guys here are below, I think, 28 entities. So that's good. That's not much damage. But unfortunately, these orcs are super bloody aggressive. They will not back off and let us recover our fatigue. So we might as well take advantage of these isolated units here. Oh, black orcs. Because if we charge into them, we might be able to break them because of the faster, stronger enemy penalty. But the thing is, even that leadership is 83. it's too bloody unbreakable. Also kind of looks like these guys are in endgame crisis. I'm not entirely sure though. So... yeah, our guys cause fear, but they've got immune to psychology, of course. At least when you charge into a Black Orc unit like this and just swarm them with multi-units, it knocks them down to the point where they can't really dish out that much damage. So they've knocked down their melee defense with unstoppable choppers, but it increases their damage output. That amount of damage is not very good. Alright, we finally broke it. No, these ones stay over here. Right, stay out of this. Should be able to break them again fairly easily. But that Black Orc unit did do a fair bit of damage. Alright, the enemy don't have that much more reinforcements left to come in. But what we need to be doing, if we want to make sure we take minimal casualties, is look for isolated units of weak infantry and pick on them. Still got a pump wagon. I'd rather not send Arbaal in any further. He's done everything he needs to do. Let's rely on the Skull Crushers. At least these guys over here, they're getting a bit of a chance to recover fatigue.
Armies of the Dark Gods.
It's just Orc boys, they should have no trouble with that. Oh, another thing, I guess I could do this. Just kills a unit, why not? Right, so what's left to come in? Mostly just trash there. So we've got a bit of an opportunity to charge in and crush them as they're coming in. Especially the missile units. Really wish this ability lasted a little bit longer than 20 seconds. It's just not very long. Especially considering the Bloodspeaker ability providing 60 seconds of unkillability.
Skull Crushers of Khorne.
I may not get a chance to charge into whatever's coming in through here before these guys get to us. Because as soon as they get too close, we gotta bail on the area. Which they're too close, so we're just basically doing the loop around. Oh, this just end up taking way more casualties than what Auto Resolve would have done. I could send Arbaal in to go and fight the Black Orcs and pop this down. That'll do a lot of damage to them. But again, we're not here to test Arbaal out. Let's do it once. Oh, they're not even interested in engaging with him. Alright, never mind. Alright, bringing... Let's see here. Still want to keep these guys in reserve. They should have recovered their fatigue by now. Take out stragglers wherever we can. But I want these guys here to recover, but they're still being super aggressive. Alright, I think what I really need to do is split these up into 2 groups. Because that way the enemy should split their forces up as well. That might be what's happening over here. They're not coming after them because they can't see them, so maybe I should reveal them, especially now that they've recovered their fatigue. They're the archers, that's what we really need to go for. Need these guys to move quickly. They're not going to recover fatigue that way, though. Not them. Stay over there. Good, the 2 archer units, we got access to them. There we go, smash them. Good stuff there. Yeah, now that we've taken out all their fast units, this is where it becomes super easy. We just need to pick and choose our engagements with care, that's all. If we want to minimize casualties. We can easily just throw our forces in here and win. I mean, the balance power's in our favor. I'm trying to get good results, that's all. Just for my own ego's sake. All good there. Good, we're getting a little bit of time to recover fatigue. Yeah, splitting them up I think was a good call. Alright, so let's... Isolated units here and there. Good. Oh, not fucking spinning loons, bitch. Oh, they weren't as isolated as I thought. I think they got a kill. You always gotta watch out for the spinning loons. They probably would have done a fair bit of damage to their own unit as well, but I don't know. So yeah, they've still technically got 41 units. Although some of these units are basically shredded. Good, we're recovering fatigue there. And they're not, so they're going to fight worse. Good, did absolutely 0 damage to us. Yeah, it might be best if we don't get charged in by Black Orcs with great weapons, and yeah, that seems like that's what happened there a little bit. We're okay though. But yeah, they have split up their forces, so that's good. We just got to find which group of them is the easiest to hit. Which, at the moment, doesn't look like any of them are. This one definitely got the lowest tier of units, but there's a couple of Black Orcs here and there. Yeah, this group over here, I reckon this is the one we go for. So, we now send everyone over this way. What are they doing? They look like they might want to regroup with them. Yeah, before we engage with them, get everyone over here, because there's only like 6 or 7 units there. So we send out 20 units in. And the ones that we don't want to engage, we don't send them into fights. Oh, they still... Oh, okay. They just stay nearby just to inflict morale penalties, essentially. Seems like they're not activating this. Okay, now they're activating skirmish mode. That's okay. We're charging uphill. That's not ideal, so keep getting them to charge down the hill. We need to cut these guys off over here. Those are just some freaking goblins. That don't matter. Even with all the stat boosts, they're still shit. When we're charging down... In fact, if we charge downhill, we'll probably knock them downhill, and they'll just die from fall damage. Which would be awesome. Alright, so I said this one here, don't engage. And I sent them in to engage anyway. Good, knocking them down the hill there. Doesn't have spinning... Okay, good, no spinning wounds on that one. Good, that did really well. And this one here... It's fine. Good, nice downhill charge. That did really well from there. Especially because they had recovered their fatigue. They're feeling strong again. Okay, this Black Orc unit here is all split up. So mix in amongst them and smash them. And this one here, charging the rear. Again, these are the ones that are damaged, so we might take another casualty or two, but I do need someone to just smash them. Good. Oh, look at that. Just rolled right over them there. And I think that's a pretty early army losses. They still got like 40 units on the battlefield. Overall, we did not take many casualties. Like the most damaged unit is actually this Skull Crusher here at 18. That's the worst. But, oh, actually, you know, Arbaal's kind of hurt a little bit. Thing is, all you gotta do is put on a regen banner for him or some items. It'll be fine. They must have an unbreakable unit because it hasn't won the battle yet. But yeah, all this big blob over here. Run that down. Got to reap the benefits of the cult, because while it does increase the damage that they do to us, it also increases the amount of loot that we get from them by a pretty massive degree. It's a spinning loon one, so just be careful. It'll probably trigger straight away. The Arbaal would be good for dealing with that. Because spinning loons don't do anything to single entities.
northern barbarians! Annihilate them! Skull crushers of Khorne!
So it's, all the damage that you see here, when we go into the load screen, okay, that's not too bad. Go into the load screen, it'll look like they just healed a whole bunch. Like this one here, for example. See, it's got 32 entities, but it's taking a bunch of damage. That's going to be full strength, full health. So it didn't take any casualties. I think it's the only one that didn't take any casualties. Thing is as well, with auto-resolve, you wipe out every single one of the enemy units. Manually resolve, you don't. But we take less casualties. Which, that's the reason why for fighting manually. Especially when you get an auto-resolve win. Alright, so I'll just pause the recording as I run these guys down. I don't even know why I need to. It's not really a disaster battle. Just going to do it just to see the loot difference. Because we saw it was like 43,000 when we auto-resolved. Okay, pretty much everything ran off the battlefield. Honestly, close victory, that's pretty good considering the auto-resolve was a Pyrrhic victory. We suffered 87 casualties, and you can see here, overall, the casualties were quite low. It doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it did. This is why you want, for this army, if you want to get really good results out of them, you want to lightning strike, not get attacked. But every now and again, you get reckless. I mean, this isn't a disaster situation. Get reckless and you get attacked by several armies. But this army can handle it. You know, with enough patience and micro. But yeah, especially considering they have that cult. Alright, let's get the replenishment option there. 7% of them come back. And let's see everything that Arbaal does to boost these units, which I don't actually think is all that much. So these units just have really good stats by default, and Arbaal just gives them a bit extra. So if we have a look over here, because we've got no heroes in the army. So what's he doing? So, Champion of the Blood God provides weapon strength plus 10% for non-demonic units. That's good. Hellblade, I guess that's pretty good. So that gives them an extra 20% weapon damage once they've achieved 80 kills, which I'm pretty sure just about all of them achieved that many. But that's just for any mortal units for that. Actually, when it comes to the passive ability Hellblade, that actually excludes the what's it called? The Skull Reapers and Wrathmongers. I saw a few people saying, but Arbaal gives them Hellblade. He actually doesn't, and the reason they show up here... Where are they? The reason they show up here, so there's the Wrathmongers and there's the... That's the Regiment of Renown. Where is it? The Skull Reapers, yeah. The reason they're in here is because they're affected by weapon strength for non-demonic units. So this boosts them, but they don't get the Hellblade. And it's easy to prove that if you just go into global recruitment and then select... Oh, that doesn't even have them available. Okay. I'd have to go into a different campaign to show it. But yeah, if you hovered over it, they wouldn't have Hellblade in their unit card. Okay, so then what else is he providing for the Skull Reapers? No, not Skull Reapers, Skull Crushers. God damn it. Alright, let's have a look. So, most of the stuff is just from himself. Okay, so Mortal Champion of Khorne here provides Devastating Flanker for Skull Crusher and Chaos Knights. So, entities with this attribute double their charge bonus when attacking the rear or flank of an entity. That being said, with a 100 charge bonus, getting it to 200, it's a bit excessive. But, you know, it's a big number. Expert charge defense for non-demonic infantry units, so that won't apply to them. And reduced upkeep cost for Skull Crusher units. So, that's quite a significant upkeep cost reduction, especially considering Khorne doesn't have supply lines. So if you've got loads of armies, it's not going to increase the upkeep cost by much. So if we have a look, this is like 187 is not expensive for an elite unit like this. So they're cheap. And Unbreakable Host gives Unbreakable for non-demonic units rank 7 above. That's not that big of a deal for Skull Crushers. I don't think even if they were unbreakable that any of these guys here would have broken at any point in that battle. So I don't think that mattered at all. And then there's just the generic stuff. So Blood-Soaked Champions, you can see here that's where it's affected. Extra 10 armor. That's not that big of a deal because they can get to maximum armor by default just because of... if you get enough iron resources, I guess that would require late stage campaign stuff. Melee defense plus 6 for them. That's a fairly big deal. And then over here, Overwhelming Stampede. This is where you get extra leadership, which that goes to waste when they're unbreakable, especially because it's rank 7 above. Melee attack and extra spell resistance. Spell resistance actually isn't that big of a deal as well, because Obsidian provides extra spell resistance faction-wide. So what would be even better would have actually been physical resistance. So the general sort of red line, this is the same for any Khorne Lord, so it's not like it's only Arbaal's fault. Typically speaking, it's just not really that boosted by the red line skill whatsoever. Let's see if he got the technology stuff sorted. He researched all of it. So we got reduced recruit costs. We got melee defense for blood crushers, but that's not that unit. We're looking for skull crushers. So speed and armor for cavalry units, so that'll apply to them. Hail the skull crusher, that's it. Melee attack for skull crusher, weapon strength for skull crusher units. And then this one over here, extra charge bonus for them. And that's a reduced upkeep cost. So that's 25% upkeep cost reduction. Grants life taker banner. So we had that on one of our units. Blood feasting banner would be good to put on Arbaal. But yeah, it seems like he's done pretty much everything he can to boost them in terms of skill line and, I guess, tech tree. But in terms of resources, things to go for, obviously iron. This will provide extra armor. I mean, they're already very heavily armored, so you don't need to do that. It's just if you want a little bit extra, big number, you know. But also fur. This is a really good resource because it provides missile resistance plus 2% all armies, and there's loads of fur resources around the map, so you could pretty easily get them to 30% missile resistance, which certainly would have helped against the enemy artillery, so they don't one-shot kill us. Now, I don't think we're going to... Oh, there's another thing as well. This isn't specifically for Skull Crushers, but gold provides reduced upkeep cost all armies, and again, if you don't supply lines, there's a fair few gold resources around the map. You could reduce the upkeep cost significantly with that. And the other thing I was looking for is spices, but I don't think in this area here we're going to find spices, unless you've gone to an area that has them, so that I could show them. But yeah, I think spices provide... Let me just check over here. Maybe I'll spot one. I know there's one over here. There we go. It should be melee attack plus 1 all armies. So, not a huge deal, but if you want to get that melee attack up even further, that's something you can do. But anyway, that's the end of this one here. Oh, hang on, I haven't actually rated this Doomstack yet. Got to do that. So, in terms of rating this, it's only turned 67, so it's still fairly in a medium stage of the campaign. So you can get this fairly early with Khorne, but that's pretty normal, I think, as long as you research. Is it Skull? No, it's under Pillars. Yeah, this one here, growth per region plus 10 after winning battle. He didn't actually do that. Maybe he's relying a little bit more on other things. But he would have had to have gotten a settlement to tier 5 to recruit these. Yeah, he did. So I'm not entirely sure how he went about it, but he got the growth up. So that wasn't a problem for him at all by turn 67, which I think that's fairly early to get that at that point, especially without researching that one. Where are we? We're up in here somewhere. No, Darklands, Zarnagra, that's it. Okay, so you can get this fairly early. It's not overly expensive. It is super strong. It does require a fair bit of micro. So it can handle 4 full stacks, but it's not noob friendly. That's the only thing that works against this particular Doomstack. So I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 as an overall rating because it's super strong. We could have just charged into the enemy and won without doing a whole bunch of micro, but we would have suffered huge casualties. Another thing is that it's very strong in auto-resolve, so that does make it noob-friendly, because you don't have to fight it manually if you don't want to. But it's just not the kind of army that you can just click at an enemy and just not take damage. Those are the real 10 out of 10s. Anyway, that's the end of this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this Doomstack, whether you agree with a 9 out of 10 rating or not. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.